that's Greg. This is Pip. We're in it together today, and I don't seem to have a name below. As you can see, I was like uber prepared. No, I am. Today we're talking about algorithms, which are very, very exciting, right? If you're joining us on the replay, say hello. If you're joining us today on the live, chime in whenever you can. We're here to have a chat up about what's awesome and what's not so awesome about the algorithms.
So is my name under there because I'm the only important person on this
my name's there now too. My name's there now too. Although now my text is different. Black. It's black. It says, hello, hello, hello. We have a visitor. Okay. Today, Greg, are you prepared? Yes.
I'm so prepared for this topic. I've never been more prepared in my life for a topic.
How's my sound, guys? My mic is like right here. Okay, today we're gonna go through
better than it did earlier.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Good. We're talking about what they are, who uses them, what the differences are, why it matters, and algorithms and being efficient. And then we're gonna get into what Greg thinks, because Greg's got some opinions here, guys. And right, so if you have any issues with the algorithms, pop them in the comments. I totally want to know. First, what are they? Well, maybe we should talk about. Well, yeah, let's talk about what they are. They are basically math equations that bring up content in a certain way on different platforms. So Pinterest, Google, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, who else we got? Twitter, all use different algorithms. And I'm sure many of you, like me, get upset, or like Greg, get upset with always seeing the same stuff, right? Like, are you always seeing the same stuff on Facebook and TikTok? And like, does Google feed you the same stuff? I want to know.
The same like type of content.
Pardon?
The same type of content, not the same content like yes. over and over again, but similar related content.
I need to make a correction because I think is it Aster? Is that who's here? Oh, Dell's here. Hi, Dell. Jonathan's here. Oh, it's Jonathan. Yeah, Jonathan. Math equations based on human behavior. Yes. Based on natural language processing for Google. Mona's here. Yeah, you are. And for some reason, I can get Mona's picture in there. So that's new. So guys, if there's a little link in the comments, click on that and we can get your beautiful face up on the screen. So yes, Jonathan is correct. And I love Jonathan. He's got a Facebook group too that's all about social and telling stories, if you guys haven't checked it out.
Well, maybe he'll be able to jump in on some of the social algorithms after we talk about some of the SEO or Google algorithms.
Right. So we were going to kind of mention them all. Now, my focus is search and what's going on in the search space. And then Greg's focus is websites. So he's kind of searchy too. And we all live on social media. So that's our main experience. So yes, Jonathan, you might want to chime in, or anybody else, right?
Maybe we needed that third Pip or Phelan for some of the social algorithm,
right?
That we are obviously not experts in, but we know are there.
Are you calling the third Pip Rena?
Did I say Pip? Oh, I meant Rena.
You said third Pip. That was awesome. Okay. So I think the last time Facebook updated their algorithm was a few months ago, but the main thing that changed that I noticed, and tell me if you guys noticed this, was that groups have become much more predominant in your news feed, right? You know, I rarely see my friends, but I have a lot of friends so on Facebook, and that affects what I see. So I don't know, what do you guys like? Are you seeing the same things over and over? Greg says Facebook is irritating for that, and TikTok, right, Greg? You said that.
TikTok, but you give me a little tutorial on TikTok, because I never really, like, I'm on there, I have an account, but I only ever scrolled through, like, you open the app and you just start scrolling. That's all I ever did. I never went to,
and you never liked anything.
I don't like anything. I don't follow any accounts, nothing like that. And just that process of opening the app and scrolling through random stuff, I found it was all garbage.
Mm. There's interesting things with TikTok. So if you're signed out of the account, you'll actually see different things because it's not addressing you. If you like things, you're going to see them more. Same on Facebook. One really interesting thing with Facebook is uh, posts with negative and like posts with lots of comments. What goes highest, right? So when you see a video of someone you like or a group you like, if you like it or comment, it goes higher in it goes into other people's feeds. Not high. The more higher is kind of Google thing, right? But so who uses algorithms? I think we named them all. We didn't name them all, but LinkedIn. I didn't name LinkedIn. I don't know
Yeah,
LinkedIn's.
but you might not know specifically about algorithms, but know that everything you're on has an algorithm to try to cater what you're seeing. Like it is in everything.
Right. It's really interesting because we have to think, a lot of us spending time on platforms, it's not just about us, it's about Facebook keeping us on the app. It's about, that's a big desire for all the social platforms, YouTube, Facebook. They want to keep you there because they're keeping you there equals advertising dollars because that's where the advertisers go, where the eyeballs are, right?
Hmm.
Facebook's free to users, not to advertisers. I once got asked about the newspaper and how they make money at the newspaper I worked at, and it's about the advertisers, right? We get eyeballs, we get the certain age range of eyeballs you want, and so you're going to throw your money into that. Now, with that being said, with Google, one of the most important things to note is that the algorithm is based on efficiencies, right? It's based on you search something and you need to get the best result. Because if you don't get the best result, I mean, you're going somewhere else. I think what DuckDuckGo just reached 1 billion daily users or 1 million daily users. Can't be 1 billion. It's probably 1 million. So Google updates their algorithm all the time. Like they make daily tweaks. You everybody sees different things, right? And I don't know if you guys noticed. Did you guys notice that on Google there's a lot of multimedia on there now on your search? Do you remember like a couple years ago there was nothing. There was just text, text,
It
text.
was all text,
It
yeah.
was all
And
text.
now actually everything at the top seems to be more like image, video, or local
Yeah.
related
Well,
stuff. Yeah.
they fight with Facebook in like I mean I don't know if you guys know, but Facebook and Google they're not in love. They're like siblings that don't get along, right? and like and Google is jealous of Facebook because people go to Facebook and they stay on Facebook. I mean, how many of us have a tab open right now with Facebook, right? And where we go to Google and we leave, right? So there's
But Google is a search engine. It's not a platform you go to like have fun or interact with
but
anybody. You go there to look for things.
YouTube's YouTube's a search engine. Facebook's
Well,
technically
well, yeah, YouTube. But if you're talking about Google search, Google has other products, and they've tried, Google Plus,
they've
and
tried,
which
yeah.
failed miserably.
They had a
Um,
number that have failed miserably actually, but that's not social's not their huge wheelhouse, right?
yeah,
But
and
it
yeah, I could see YouTube. I get stuck on YouTube once in a while, like with watching videos, and then you get a suggestion for something else, and then like if of all of them, I actually find YouTube algorithm to be one of the better ones in suggesting new videos that I'm actually interested to see or possibly look at.
Yeah, YouTube's pretty dialed in with their algorithm because I mean, I think most people are going there to learn or for entertainment. Um, why are people going to Facebook or Pinterest, right? Is it going to get ideas or why do you guys who uses Pinterest here? Right? I don't see it much anymore, but they've grown a lot. And their algorithms actually a lot like Google because it's by the word, right? When you type in a word, like different words, it brings up anything that matches. It's not the greatest algorithm from when I last checked, but It works. The best algorithm out there right now, I think they're saying, is TikTok. So, but that being said, you often get fed the same information over. There's like so many hours of video, and like how I think they say like, well, YouTube has like lifetime worth of video uploaded every day, right? Um,
Hmm.
yes, it is based on watch time. That is very true. A lot of YouTube is watch longer. The more interested you went. The problem with the YouTube algorithm is that it it can feed poor behavior. If you are looking at something and you are like it's been it's gotten in some trouble for leading people down very right wing paths. If they're right wing, like it because it feeds you what you want to see, right? And so you can go quickly down a rabbit hole of
But this is exactly what I hate about the TikTok algorithm is that for periods of time as I scroll through that, maybe it just goes in phases because that's what's being uploaded to TikTok. But for a while, I was seeing so much Trump garbage,
mm,
and like it was so annoying. And then when the big thing a couple weeks ago happened with GameStop and the stock, the Reddit stock people jumped that. All I heard about in the feed or saw in the feed was everything about investing and that stuff. And I was
on
just like,
TikTok.
I'm not interested in any of this. Why do I keep seeing it?
See, I use TikTok to laugh. And to get actually more educated because it's such small. So I see people who are updating about COVID, doctors on there. There's doctors on there. There's so I don't see any of that. But I don't also like between Phelan and I don't listen to or watch any political things. And so I don't see it. I didn't see any political stuff on my feed. I just ignore it and I don't see it. That being said, our phones are always turned on and they are listening. Don't kid yourself. And not people, but the robots. And I mean, we were talking about this. How often are you in a room talking about something and then you go on your computer and bam, right? You're like, oh, I talked about those red racing running shoes, and there's an ad. I don't know if you've gone in there, but in on your phone, you can actually go in and see what Facebook's tracking and following, and they're following you outside of their app. So they're seeing what other apps you open. Um, it's true. I like Jonathan being here. He says if you keep watching it and comment on things you like and ignore what you don't like, you won't see it. That is so true with the socials, right? And that's why I often recommend if you are in a rut and you're seeing the same things and you don't want to, especially on your phone, close out the app and like pull it off your screen so it's not open at all. You can also delete it and then re-upload it, and that will change things for you.
We also talked about on Facebook how people probably are not aware that there are settings in that app that will track your offline
mm,
um, habits as well. So to turn, like if you don't want Facebook, even when it's not open, it will see all of the other websites you go to and they'll be able to get that information to cater to you so you can turn all of that stuff off.
yeah, it's really interesting because our information is sold and it's sold to advertisers and we're marketers, right? So that makes we're in an interesting spot.
It's very conflicting.
It is very conflicting, but it's really important to help other people understand what's going on. And some big things are happening in search with the passages algorithm that just happened that rolled out slowly, had a hiccup, and then I think it's fully out now. And you guys, I bet you're seeing it, right? When you search a question, you're getting an answer and the text is highlighted in yellow, even when you click on the page and you go to that. So that's that new algorithm update. We had BERT, and BERT is about natural language processing and AI. So now Google can understand, and Smith is coming. Smith is coming. And Smith is better than BERT and going to help us understand. It's going to understand more so that we get better information. I mean, there's always bad players, right? Black hat SEOs that are trying to get up in the, because if you hit those three top spots, man, it can change your business. And so it's like a game of cat and mouse, right? I often equate it to Olympians and doping. I know. I'm like, I got to find another analogy. Do you guys have one? I would love that. But so there's a lot that goes on, and I think it gets pretty frustrating for everybody because it's not really about, with social media platforms, it's not necessarily about the user so much about the, I mean, it's kind of about the user, but it's about time on page or on site or just to keep you there, right? And so if you're kept there with negative, because some people feed into that negative, right? Then yeah, that's what's going to be the popular post. I think we're done with algorithms, Greg. I think that's it. We're out of here.
I don't know. I think like I put a topic in to potentially, say the algorithms are killing social media,
You
which I
say that.
still have a feeling that for me that's true. I'm getting turned off from a lot of the platforms because the algorithms keep showing me stuff that I don't care about, or can't control. And I think that's a big thing for me as someone on the platforms. I'm thinking about the ability for me to actually control what I see. I don't want you to guess what I want to see. Let me tell you what I want to see,
Oh, that's
even.
Twitter did
So
something neat. Remember when Twitter turned around and they made it so because you could go in chronological order or you could click on the algorithm. I think they still have that option, but I'm not on Twitter much. You
I
are.
believe you can change the way that you see what you see in your feed, whether it's chronological or sort of more suggested. Um,
I bet you that'll be the
I'm
future.
talking more about like the ability for me to go on Twitter and say I'm interested in sports, I'm interested in movies, TV, music,
TikTok does.
um, and so all of these platforms, maybe they'll cater more of that related content to me as opposed to real world news or that kind of stuff, which I don't want to see on my social media.
Mm. Jonathan is telling you to start liking and commenting and spending time on things you like and zero time on stuff you dislike. Yes. Right? TikTok, when you sign in, I don't know, it was doing something funny for me like a last week where every time I signed in, it asked me what my preferences are, like what I was interested in. I know Clubhouse does that too. And in Clubhouse, which we haven't mentioned, they have their own algorithm. And did you know Clubhouse was put together by 4 people? That's it. That's it. And they do their algorithm is all about who you follow, right? And what you're interested in. So they ask you before you get on the platform. I would do that. I would listen to Jonathan here. And Greg, start liking everything I post and stop liking anything else. It's super easy to adjust the algorithms. Just use the settings. The other thing is you can get rid of ads, the ads you don't want to see. Um, Imagine an algorithm-less world. We would be seeing so much stuff we really didn't want. It'd be like living Greg's life right now. Greg, I'm really funny.
But we have algorithms, and I'm living this life. So
Okay, I thought it was really funny, Greg, that you just kept that a straight face. But yes, so how can, what would you guys want? Would you guys want to be able to control the algorithm, like literally say, these are the people I want you, because you can go in and favorite people in saw and favorite businesses, right? I think there's a number that you can and see first. Have you guys ever done that? You go over to a business page and not only you have to when you follow a page, you can actually see random or you can see all, like it's actually, and humans, I mean people you're following, you can, the settings are on their personal pages. Although saying that, if you are following a lot of people, there's a lot of commentary up there, right? Oh, Rena says see all posts. Yes, I've done that. See all video too. That's very good. Hey, Rena's here. That's lovely, guys. You know Rena, right? Rena, do your clients or anybody else out there, do your clients complain about the algorithm as well? Is it just that Greg and I are slightly frustrated with the Facebook and the TikTok, or are others frustrated, right? So I want to know. I'll wait for your response. Uh, so why algorithms matter for us as business owners? Well, I mean, what is Facebook showing now? They're showing 0.25% of your posts at most, I believe, to people in your network, right? And those Facebook groups are getting more and more. Um, oh, Rena's clients aren't really on Facebook that often, but their clients are on Facebook. That's also interesting. So, how do we get our information higher up? We get people to comment and share our info. So, I think sharing's the biggest thing that'll change where a post shows up. If lots of people are sharing it, because then it goes viral, and then it's like a big deal. Um, and that's that. Remember when that was the most sought after thing? Like, probably still is, that go viral content, because once you go viral on social channels, then you become well known. I mean, look at Chewbacca, Mom. Has there been anything since then? Ads, right? It's all about ads. So have you guys ever counted, when you look in your feed, how many group posts are before the fold, how many ads, like, because it usually goes personal or group and then ad and then personal and then ad. It's like 1 for 1 right now.
I
um
haven't noticed because I haven't been on Facebook scrolling too much, but I think maybe I have a negative view of this all right now because of the fact that the nature of my business, I go to so many different websites looking at the design, or a customer will be like, I want my site to look like this guy's site. So I'm looking at that site. And so I'm not going to these sites because I'm interested in them, but then I get inundated with advertising, and I want to be able to control, like, I'm going to the site because I need to look at it, not because I'm interested in it. So please don't
are you getting display
show
ads?
me. What's that?
Are you getting the display ads following you around?
Yeah, that type of stuff. Yeah.
Well, okay. So, as an advertiser, I mean, in Google, there is a little button in Google Ads that you should, if you're doing display advertising, that you should click on. You should not be seeing an ad more than 4 times a day. Some people will just like slam it, but also blocking it. The other thing that we have to pay attention to with the ad stuff is what's coming down the pike, right? That cookie-less marketing, right? Where they can't track you, and so you might not see those, but will that do you a disservice? Will that provide you with, like, even so, you're one of a few. Us marketers, we're on sites, we're working with clients, we're in the advertising space, so we get it. But other people who aren't don't get it, and they want those customized feeds and customized ads to them, because if they're visiting a website, then they're purposely going there, and they might want that reminder, right? So ad
So
algorithm.
I understand how it works
Are you sure?
from the marketing perspective, and that when you go to a site, you're showing interest in that site. But what I'm saying is, just because you go to a website every time is not because you're showing interest. Like,
Mm.
people land on websites all the time for whatever reason and realize, oh, that's not the site I wanted. They go to a different site or whatever. But if you go to it and it has this feature in it so that you can track, oh, this person's been there, and start advertising like we can do, then you start seeing it and you're like, I wasn't interested in that. I just want to be able to turn that stuff off, or be like, I think it comes down to me is I don't like the lack of control I have over all of these algorithms and what they're trying to show me. Like, instead of predicting what you think you want to show me, let me help you tell you by telling you these are the things I like.
But what if you don't know something that you don't know? Like, what if you don't know you like something because you haven't seen it before? And what if it gets put in front of you, right? Like,
Yeah.
not just when you go to a website. Some, like, there's the lookalike audiences and things like that, right? It's introducing you to new things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's really interesting. I get your point, and I get frustrated sometimes. And I mean, it drives me off the platform. Does it drive you guys off the platform when you're like, do you just get out of there because something's not making you laugh? I gotta say, Rena and Jonathan are awesome sauce today. You guys are interacting. Even Jonathan, we don't want to call you Rena. I'm really sorry that I did that. And Rena's talking about flu vlogs and beauty counter ads. I'd love, you know what? I would love some beauty counter ads. I would. I'd like to figure out what I need. Maybe it'll tell me, right? But advertising and organic are different algorithms, right? So
Yeah.
and that is true in Facebook and Google, I believe. I mean, I'm more Google, so correct me if I'm wrong, you Facebookers. But so you have a lot more control with the ads in your Facebook settings. Now, how many of us go through those settings all the time? I recommend going through monthly to make sure you have things set up properly and to choose what you want to see. I mean, there are some things I don't want to see, right? And I don't know if you guys know, but I don't post any political stuff. I don't share any political opinions on social. And that's intentional. So I don't see a lot of that because I might get upset. I don't want to know that Sally, who's been a friend of mine for 10 years, believes something totally different than me. And all of a sudden she's not a mask wearer and I'm a mask wearer. We all hate each other now. Like, that stuff's hard. Right? But I am one of a few. A lot of other marketers believe you should put it all right out there and combine your beliefs with your business and things like that. Ooh, okay, you can block and add producers that you don't want to see. Yeah. Greg, you got to do that. How
I don't have
often,
time. I'll just spend less time on the platform.
right? How often does Facebook update their algorithm? That is my question that I am going to go seek an answer to today, unless Jonathan can tell me. I know that Google does it a lot, and it's a little infuriating being a marketer. It hurts a lot.
So before we run out of time here, did you have anything interesting to say about the newer what did you call it for Google's algorithm? What's the new one?
The Smith.
Smith?
Yeah.
Is there anything interesting coming, noteworthy for this? How big is it compared to BERT?
It's better than BERT. It's so right now language processing keywords are equated to tokens. So you're going to start hearing tokens a lot more. And robots, which we have to tell our clients, are not like people. They do not read word for word, right? And so having a computer bot that's able to distinguish what we mean is going to change search engine marketing. Like, it's literally going to change the face of it. In the next 10 years, it's probably going to be very different from what it is today. Maybe they'll be able to give us what we want just by us thinking. That'll be really interesting. So I would say get your website up to speed and work on making it faster if you can, or starting to learn about that, because that's where things are headed. Because how often do we go to a website and it takes too long to load? What happens? We leave, right? We're done. That's it. It's over. It's over for that guy, and so that's what we want to pay attention to, because it's all about user experience and how quickly can we get information. We are humans. We don't like to wait, and we don't like to click. Major tweaks less frequently, but anytime that there is a new feature or a change is when I recommend that you check your privacy settings. I love that. That is a great recommendation for clients. You're good, Mr. Jonathan. Loved having you here today. Greg, we're out of time. And Greg, we're missing a banner. Guys, did you know Greg's super busy? That's why I'm bugging him about this.
Oh, I didn't switch out the group banner, did I?
Nobody knew what we were talking about today.
Add it to the list of things I can't get to.
Right? Fair enough. Guys, if you're an expert in a platform, I want to hear from you and your experience with algorithms. This is something that I talk about often with search, and I want to be very proficient when it comes to my data science and my data science with social. So any comments, any feedback, any opinions are definitely wanted. Right, Greg? Right? We're learners in here.
Absolutely. It's my day to moderate too.
Oh, God, yeah.
Also, I forgot.
Greg's got a lot of websites on the go right now. I don't know. As marketers, I think we're all pretty busy or waiting on people because we're really busy, right? We're out of time. And that's it, folks. So, Greg, it's really nice to see you. I haven't seen you. We're doing this rotation thing. It's a little different than we're not so connected, but we'll be back next week. Not you and I, but somebody else. And I don't know what next week topic is, guys. I will let you know in the comments. I'm going to link some articles about the algorithms I talked about today. And if you have articles that you want to share with people or educate them because you're the expert, we want you to help. I am a mega dork. I love algorithm. Yes, me too. I am definitely dorky. Let's, we got to keep it dorky. We're geeks. Let's get with it, right? It's cool. It's cool now. Anyway, we will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat place, maybe some different people. All right, bye.
Bye, everyone.